As I mentioned earlier in this lesson, mandalas come from the country of India and the surrounding kind of region. If you're not sure where that is, let's look at that right now. All right, so here's a map of the United States here on the left. We are down here in the bottom right corner of Texas. So if we were to travel around the world, this is Africa down here, this is Europe, this area way up here is Russia, India is right here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So India is this peninsula right here and kind of up into this continent right here. It's very large and many millions and billions of people live there. So now you know where mandalas come from. So mandalas are a great example of radial symmetry in art. Radial symmetry means that everything repeats in a circular pattern around a central point. So like if this is the central point, then everything would be the same all the way in a circle. That's radial symmetry. And something about that radial design to the people in India represents the whole entirety of creation, of the universe, of our planet. And so that is what a mandala represents. Pretty cool. So we're going to be making a mandala today. I recommend you get kind of a small piece of paper because otherwise this could take a long time. The smaller the paper, the less time, but you could still get the experience. So like a regular sheet of paper folded in half would be good. Anyway, I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to make your own mandala. Okay, a few things you'll need, like I mentioned, a half sheet of paper. You can do a full sheet of paper if you want to. If you just really like this kind of art, then I don't really care if you make a big version. That's just fine. You also will need some circular things, lids, anything that's a circle shape that you can trace will help. So I've got my pencil cup here. So I'm going to trace that. Make sure that your biggest circle is smaller than your paper. I'm going to hold it still and trace around it. And then the bottom of my cup is smaller, so I'm going to place that in the middle, close to the middle as I can get it. I'm going to trace the bottom, so I've got a circle inside of a circle. That's pretty close. Close enough. And then if you have something even smaller, you could keep doing more, or you can just guess it. I'm just going to freehand another circle because I want another one in here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, that's step one. It kind of looks like a bullseye or a Target logo. Then I'm going to draw a big plus sign right down the middle. If you want to use a ruler, that's a good idea. If you need help drawing a straight line, I've had quite a few years of practice, so I can draw a straight line pretty well. Now I'm going to start filling this up with designs, with shapes and lines, and anything I do, I'm going to do in a circular pattern that goes around this central point. Well, here it is, my finished mandala. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it turned out very pretty. As you're drawing your mandala, be sure that you are doing whatever shapes that you decide to draw all the way around the circle. Like the same thing all the way in the same place all the way around the circle. And then you'll end up with something that looks something like this. I wasn't necessarily planning on coloring this, but after I drew it, I was like, this has to have color. And then when I finished the color, I was like, I have to outline my lines again because I can't see them very well. And you know, the art just kind of told me what it needed. I used a skinny Sharpie for the lines, but you could use an ink pen. Ink pens work great. Color pencil would be fine to do your black outlines, but I think that really helps. So pencil first, then some kind of color. Markers, color pencils would work. Markers or color pencils would work great. And then trace your black outlines with some kind of a skinny black pen or marker or color pencil, and that'll be great. So have fun making your mandala. I can't wait to see them.